I was lying on a stretcher in the emergency room, and the ER doctor was leaning over me and telling me, "Your numbers are great. You can go home now. Your heart's fine, so don't worry about it." I've been there for hours, and they did all the blood tests, cardiogram, and everything they could think of, but it still didn't feel right to me. And I'd be dead right now if I hadn't known to insist that he look deeper into my problem. I knew that I was in danger of a heart attack. That's because a few weeks before, I had begun to notice quite a few subtle symptoms that to me indicated I was in danger of a heart attack. And I knew that many of those hidden symptoms that we had been helping other people with for years, the ER doctor just wouldn't know about at all, let alone pay much attention to. You see, over the years that I've been a health coach, I've discovered a lot of hidden health warning signs that most people don't even notice, let alone think about. In fact, most people just ignore them and live with them for years, not realizing how important those little symptoms can be. And most of these symptoms don't show up on any known medical tests, so you probably don't think it's even worth mentioning them to your doctor. In fact, most doctors don't take the time to address these little health symptoms until they grow into something bigger. And sometimes by then it's a bit too late. Don't get me wrong, I admire my doctors. They're wonderful people. They do wonderful work in critical care. When I needed heart surgery, that was the place to be. But when it comes to primary care, when it comes to preventing things before they get to critical care, not so good. Here's some examples of these little symptoms, and these are only a few examples because I found hundreds of symptoms like them that taken together often mean something quite important to you. So one of the most common symptoms doctors ignore is when you're struggling to lose weight. And you're pretty sure you're doing everything right. You've cut back on the sugars and fats, you're exercising a bit, but you're still not losing weight, no matter how hard you try. It just doesn't go down. And that in itself could be a symptom that your body is lacking in some specific nutrients that your body needs in order to begin to lose weight. Often other ignored symptoms could be, unrelated to weight loss, could be regular nausea or dizziness, or feeling like you're always run down, or it seems like you're catching colds and the flu more often than before. Even things like going to the bathroom more or less than before, or your skin feeling a lot drier than before, or dull looking hair. We found that these little symptoms are all connected, and taken together they can point to the start of one or more much bigger problems. Probably, like me, you might have asked your doctor about those little things, and probably, like me, you got the polite brush off. That's because most doctors have absolutely no training in this area. They just don't teach it in medical school. Doctors are great at helping with the big problems, the problems that have grown so big they show up in blood tests and MRIs and CAT scans. So with little problems, doctors tend to just look the other way. But we found that paying attention to the little things can help you avoid the big problems later. And for almost 20 years, we've been doing just that, helping people solve their little problems before they become big enough to show up in medical scans. So the hundreds of little hidden symptoms that we've discovered over the years may not seem like a big deal, but often they're a sign of something serious coming down the road. They're your body warning you that something isn't right. You've heard the expression, listen to your body? Well, these little signs are like your body trying to talk to you, but most of us aren't listening. And that's why, since 1997, my partner Freda and I have dedicated our lives to helping people become as healthy as they possibly can. So we're not doctors, and we only give non-medical advice. So, as often happens, if your symptoms point to the possibility of any medical issues, like cardiac or thyroid problems, we right away insist that you consult your doctor. Freda and I have helped hundreds of people discover build, and ultimately maintain true wellness. We first focus on finding the source of your hidden health problems, and then we show you how to correct your own specific problems. And usually it's not very difficult for you to fix them. Maybe a few tweaks to your diet, or sometimes a drugstore supplement, and often that's all that's needed to get your body back on the right track. There's 54 body imbalances that FredaCare TurboCharts measure. And those 54 body imbalances relate to 21 different critical health areas. Health areas like immune system, energy, fatigue, skin health, digestive, allergies, nerves and stress, premenstrual syndrome, liver and gallbladder, sexual and reproductive problems, kidney and bladder, weight loss factors, toxic metals, surgery and healing readiness, colon, bones, cardiac, brain and memory, hypoglycemia and candidiasis, eye, hair, teeth, and gums. All critically important health areas. Here's how it works. We send you a link to a form containing all of the almost 400 symptom questions that we need you to answer before we can figure out what's going on with your body. It sounds like a lot, but it should only take you about 15 minutes or so, because you'll find that a lot of the questions just don't apply to you. And at the top of the form, you choose which of those 21 critical health areas you want us to check. Most people end up answering about 100 or so questions, and that's plenty enough for us to get a very accurate snapshot of what's going on with your health. Once we get your answers, we use our software as well as our years of experience, since we eyeball your answers personally to make sure our analysis is correct. It takes us about an hour per client. So once we get your answers, we then create a nutritional analysis just for you, a private report, and email it to you. Your personal report graphically shows your TurboChart for the critical area you've chosen. And right there, visually, you get to see where your problems are. It could be that your body is crying out for some vitamin or other, or a mineral, or you might have several of the symptoms of cardiac stress or mental stress or weight control deficiencies. And also in your report are links to web pages showing you exactly what to do to help reverse those problems. We've been very helpful to many hundreds of people, and you should check out the testimonials below. And working with all those people over the years was in fact how we discovered many of the hidden symptoms that are in the questionnaire today, the one that we'll send you. And they're all hidden forewarnings of internal health problems. And so far, we've identified 392 hidden symptoms, and that's how we create your graph, your TurboChart as we call it, that shows you exactly what to do to feel better fast. You just don't have to go on with your life feeling just okay. You deserve better. Today, you can find out what those tiny little symptoms really mean, and finally have the peace of mind that comes with true wellness. So click the button below and you'll be on your way. The questions take only about 15 minutes to answer, but those could be the most important 15 minutes of your life. Whatever you do, please don't delay, as we can only take on so many clients at this price. Click the button now and take the first step towards living a truly healthy life.